A good evening to you all, and thank you for joining us here on Rwanda Television News tonight. We do hope you had yourselves a productive Thursday. Now here's a sneak peek of our edition tonight. Rwandan political veterans urges youth to build on a culture of heroism to preserve the country's achievements and play a greater role in its continued development. The Rwanda Social Security Board has announced that it has introduced reforms to the Ejo Heza long-term savings scheme aimed at removing barriers that had previously prevented some workers from saving from old age. We are once again glad you were able to join us here on Rwanda Television News, coming to you straight from the heart of Africa, Kigali, and I bring you tonight's edition is Martina Avera. Now, let us kick things off by informing you of a communique that was released from the Office of the Prime Minister in pursuant to the Constitution of the Republic of Rwanda, especially in its Article 112, today, 29th January 2026. His Excellency the President has made the following appointments. In the Office of the President, Brigadier General Jean-Paul Nyirubutama, Deputy Senior Defense and Security Advisor. In the National Intelligence and Security Service, Mr. James Wizeye, Deputy Secretary General. And this was done on the 29th of January 2026 in Kigali on behalf of the President of the Republic of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, and signed by Prime Minister Dr. Justin Nsengiyumva. Moving ahead, Rwandan political veterans urges youth to build on a culture of heroism to preserve the country's achievements and play a greater role in its continued development. We have more coming from Adam Squizera.
31 years after Rwanda's liberation, the country has built itself in ways visible across multiple sectors. A veteran in Rwanda's history and politics, Ambassador Joseph Nsengimana, explains that the resilience of Rwandans is rooted in the spirit of heroism that characterized them even before the colonial times. Setting a clear vision and establishing firm strategies and goals are cited among the key factors that have helped Rwanda rebuild itself, alongside the active participation of citizens in the country's development journey.
Through the history of this country, we have many periods in the history of Rwanda, from the beginning of Rwanda around the 10th century until now, where Rwandans have decided together to bring the country at a certain level. It contributes to enlarge the country, and the country they have succeeded together to go beyond the limits of the Rwanda. Actually, it was mainly through this quality, through this heroism, which is ubutwari in Kinyarwanda. So the people of Rwanda have, for a long time, lived through that culture of heroism, and it is from it that the liberation of Rwanda after the colonialism.
Youth also play a critical role in sustaining this progress and are encouraged to safeguard these achievements by drawing inspiration from the country's national heroes.
So what we are learning from that history is that once we decide to stay together, and we think that our togetherness, our unity, will make this force to drive Rwanda in the vision that we have been set off. So that's why today, if we are thinking about driving Rwanda in 2050 vision, without taking or leaving behind youth, we are actually taking them to the vision where Rwanda we make sure that the partakers of the vision and the gains of this country is well protected and set to our people and the vision of this nation.
We are calling the young people to imitate the leadership they have been through until now, and to do even better than what the actual leadership has succeeded through this culture of heroism, courage and heroism.
This further emphasized by Rakan Nicholas, Head of Research at Chancellery of Heroes, National Orders and Decorations of Honor Channel, who knows that today's struggle for young people should primarily focus on transforming mindsets and following in the footsteps of national heroes. Every year on 1st February, Rwanda celebrates National Heroes Day to honor individuals who demonstrated extraordinary sacrifice for the country. This year marks the 32nd Heroes Day under the theme Heroism and Unity of Rwandans, Pillars of Development. Adam Squizera, RwandaTV News.
The Rwanda Social Security Board has announced that it has introduced reforms to the Ejo Heza long-term savings scheme aimed at removing barriers that had previously prevented some workers from saving for old age. However, beneficiaries who enrolled in the scheme when it was first launched and have since reached retirement age say the program is highly beneficial and should be embraced by anyone seeking financial security in old age. Some participants say that when the Ejo Heza scheme was introduced in 2019, they did not fully understand it, as many of them were already approaching retirement and were covered by the public service pension scheme. As a result, they enrolled cautiously and contributed minimal amounts. They now say they regret not joining earlier or saving more, as the payouts they have received have significantly supported their livelihoods. Many have since increased their contributions. The Ejo Heza scheme was designed to provide long-term savings opportunities for all Rwandans, particularly those working in the informal sector, to ensure they do not face financial hardship in old age. The head of the Ejo Heza program, Gaspar Bayigane, says that the program's managers identified existing challenges and committed to addressing them with the goal of encouraging wider participation, especially among young people since its establishment in 2018. The Ejo Heza scheme has attracted 4.7 million members who have collectively saved over 90 billion Rwandan francs. Contributors earn an annual return of 12% on their savings, with returns compounded in the following year. To date, the scheme has paid out 7.73 billion to 95,460 beneficiaries, of whom 93% are aged 55 and above. In November last year, the Ejo Heza scheme was further digitized, allowing individuals to register and make automatic contributions via mobile money on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. This innovation has led to the enrollment of an additional 26,000 members who have already saved 245 million Rwandan francs. On Wednesday, 28th January, Rwanda and Mexico celebrated 50 years of diplomatic relations, highlighting growing cooperation in diplomacy, finance, tourism, and multilateral engagement. The event was held in Nairobi and hosted by the Ambassador of Mexico to Rwanda, with residence in Kenya, Ambassador Giselle Fernandez Ludwo. In her remarks, Ambassador Ludwo noted that despite the geographical distance between Mexico and Rwanda, the two countries have developed strong relations in areas of mutual interest. Speaking at the event, Ambassador Ernest Rwamucho, High Commissioner of Rwanda to Kenya, underscored that Rwanda highly values the cordial and principled cooperation it enjoys with Mexico, both bilaterally and on the international stage. Ambassador Rwamucho also underlined that Rwanda remains keen to further strengthen bilateral cooperation with Mexico across a broad range of areas, including political consultations, trade and investment, education, innovation, tourism, agriculture, Climate Action, and South-South Cooperation. Currently, Mexico is accredited to Rwanda through its embassy in Nairobi, Kenya, and maintains an honorary consulate in Kigali. Conversely, Rwanda is accredited to Mexico through its embassy in Washington, D.C., according to Aimable Rumongi, honorary consul of Mexico in Rwanda, who was at the celebration event in Nairobi, where there have been growing people-to-people relations between the two countries following the inauguration of Mexico's honorary consulate to Kigali in 2019. Representing the government of Kenya at the celebration, Ambassador Stella Munyi, Deputy Director General for the Americas and Caribbean Directorate at the Ministry of Foreign and Diaspora Affairs in Kenya, congratulated Rwanda and Mexico on the milestone, noting that Kenya enjoys warm and cordial bilateral and multilateral relations with both countries, grounded in matters of common interest. The celebration featured an exhibition of photographs and historical documents that trace 50 years of friendship between Rwanda and Mexico. Among the displayed items was the original telegram announcing the establishment of diplomatic relations and the official press communique issued on the 21st of January in 1976. Moving ahead, the Ministry of Education has pledged partnership and collaboration with MTN Rwanda to bring digital skills closer to students and graduates, with the aim of helping them meet labor market requirements. And our Gladys has the details.
Secondary school students say that access to technology and technology-supported lessons is one of the key factors that helps them acquire additional skills after completing their studies. This view is also shared by their teachers, who emphasize that both the training they themselves receive online and the lessons they deliver are extremely important. They made these remarks as on Thursday, the Ministry of Education signed an agreement with the MTN Rwanda to provide online courses aimed at enabling secondary schools and graduates and teachers to acquire skills required on the job market. MTN Chief Executive Officer Monzer Ali explained more about this initiative known as the Digital Skills Academy.
It's an important moment because it's about the future we are building together. Rwanda has made a very strong progress on digital and connectivity. Connectivity alone doesn't change life. Skills do. Skills turn access into opportunity, turn potential into impacts. This collaboration or this partnership today reflects a shared commitment between MTN Rwanda and the Ministry of Education. A partnership that will enable and will make the digital skills a natural part of education. And we do believe it's aligned with the educational sector strategic plan. Through this collaboration and this partnership, MTN Rwanda will be focusing on a practical action by expanding the digital learning platform, supporting connectivity and devices, and embedding the digital skills for the digital job into the national program. And I do believe this is how we move from intention to impact. And this collaboration and partnership, it's truly aligned with the ministry vision of a future-proof education and ambition to build skilled, productive, and inclusive workforce, and ensuring every learner has a fair chance regardless of background and location.
Minister of Education Joseph Nsengimana stated that this agreement and the program being launched are beneficial to the youth, as they will help them access employment opportunities and enhance teachers' skills.
This partnership is important in many ways. One, it enables us to extend learning and expand on what we're already doing using technology. Second, it's actually providing skills, necessary skills, not only for the learners themselves, but also for teachers, an opportunity for teachers to access training it's this light that we really celebrate this partnership, because it's going to change lives. I wanted to point out the fact that the reach of this initiative to students, to teachers, and specifically to out-of-school youth is going to contribute to increasing access to jobs, and also access to the guidance that student needs to choose the right profession for themselves, and even what to pursue.
Currently, 83% of schools in Rwanda have been equipped with digital technology that supports daily teaching and learning. The Digital Skills Academy program includes 500 courses covering areas such as artificial intelligence, career guidance, and other related fields.
A study conducted by Transparency International Rwanda, an organization dedicated to fighting corruption and injustice, reveals that corruption remains prevalent in Rwanda's education and health sectors, disproportionately affecting women and girls. The study notes that such practices hinder effective service delivery and erode public trust in these institutions. In the higher education sector, the findings indicate that 8% of surveyed students reported engaging in sexual bribery in exchange for higher grades. Additionally, 5% admitted to paying bribes to change their academic programs, while another 5% of students and parents reported offering bribes to secure admission into preferred schools. The health sector also continues to face serious challenges, particularly with sexual corruption. According to the study, women and girls are subjected to bribery demands by some health workers. Alarmingly, some female health professionals reported being solicited by sexual favors by their superiors. Furthermore, services targeting children suffering from stunting and malnutrition are compromised by the misappropriation of nutritional supplements, which are allegedly diverted and sold illegally. Transparency International Rwanda urges the government to strengthen oversight mechanisms to ensure effective implementation of anti-corruption strategies. The organization also emphasizes the need for secure and reliable whistleblower reporting systems, noting that existing channels do not provide sufficient protection for individuals who report corruption. Rwanda's judiciary says close to 30,000 cases have been resolved through plea bargaining, a legal tool aimed at delivering faster and quality justice. William Evans Mutabazi sat down with Honorable Justice Harrison Mutabazi, the judiciary's spokesperson, breaking down what plea bargaining is, how it works, and who qualifies.
Informing you that for 4 days now, the judiciary has been, of course, carrying out a campaign, awareness campaigns across the country on pre-bargaining, which is, of course, a legal tool to help, especially in delivering or quickening the speed at which justice is delivered. Of course, this is a concept that is new to very many people, but also with a bit of misconceptions. Now, tonight I sit with Honorable Justice Mutabazi Harrison, who is a spokesperson of the judiciary, to sort of break this down. Honorable Justice, many thanks for allowing to speak to RTV News.
Thank you very much.
Let's begin with the concept plea bargaining for people that are hearing this for the very first time. What is pre-bargaining, or actually what is not pre-bargaining?
Oh yes, well, thank you very much. Plea bargaining is a concept that comes from two words, that is plea and then bargaining. Plea is pleading guilty, or well, conceding to a crime that you committed, of course, and then bargaining is trying to probably negotiate on the outcomes that are all on the concessions that you feel you want to get from the pleading that you've done. Some people have a misconception of plea bargaining, and they would think it's a way of an offender to walk away with what they did. Well, they plead and then they walk scot-free. No, actually, plea bargaining you plead, but definitely you'll be sentenced. There's nothing like you plead and then you can walk out without any sentence. You plead and then you're sentenced, definitely. A bigger percentage that are going through plea bargaining, a few of them we've seen are reoffending. The rest have really settled well. They're good citizens. Actually, they're being good ambassadors to try and talk to other people to go away from going against the law.
Yes. Honorable Justice, out of curiosity, I've gone through plea bargaining first time, and then I serve my sentence, go back to society, and then for some reason I offend one more time. How many times is an offender accepted to do plea bargaining? But also, what quality of cases qualify, and what sort of cases do not qualify, or it's for every case?
Well, I'll begin with the first question that you asked me about benefiting from plea bargaining, and then you go and you reoffend, you abuse. Yes, well, what we've in our practice directions that we have, we've tried to limit that this person doesn't abuse plea bargaining. So there's a scrutiny that it's given in the hands of the actors, that is the prosecution, and then the court also. They're given the liberty to assess and say, is this person really becoming notorious? He's now going to abuse this process. We are not allowing you to go through this process. We are going through a full trial. And by the way, because it's on record, you benefited from plea bargaining, you have come back, it's not good to you. You'll face the full wrath of the law. But by principle, plea bargaining can be applied on all cases in that sense. Yes, sir.
Time is a bit fast spent, but should anyone forget everything, but remember at least one thing about plea bargaining? What is that one thing that Rwandans or whoever is watching this news tonight should remember about plea bargaining?
Well, thank you very much. My parting shot is that Rwandans and citizens and everyone that is in Rwanda should know that plea bargaining is justice like any other justice. It's a process in the criminal process that serves justice equally to a full trial in that sense. So they shouldn't try to think it's an outdoor system that is coming in. This is a standard that is accepted internationally, the criminal aspect that is used, so people should trust it, and definitely should also trust the way it's being carried out, definitely, and we're getting yields of, or we're getting returns from this process. I would say now we are clocking to 30,000 cases that have gone through this process since its rollout, and we are definitely benefiting from faster and timely and quality justice through it. So what we say is we want to appeal to everyone to support it, especially those in the legal spheres, in the justice spheres, and the rest, to support it. And the litigants and the rest and the federal, they should embrace it, and definitely we think it will be something that's an enabler to the dispensation of quality and timely justice.
Well, first, quality delivery of justice to all Rwandans. You just heard it from Honorable Justice Harrison Mtabazi, who is the spokesperson of the judiciary. Of course, I'm William Evans for RTV News.
And on that note, we've come to the end of tonight's RTV News. On behalf of the news production team and the technical team, thank you for sticking with us. My name is Martina Herrera, and until next time, stay safe and have a good night.